Y'all, I was once messing with this boy and he came up to me.
Thank you so much for making this video. I think it's so important for people to pay attention to this point because a lot of people get this idea that their blessings, their favor, their protection, their covering is really all about them. But oftentimes, this is how people take others for granted. And they don't pay attention to the fact that it was actually the other person that carried the favor, carried the blessing, carried the anointing, carried all the things that made their lives easier. I think about, for me, it's not just in any relationship, really, in any interpersonal dynamic, in anything I touch. I tend to make things a little bit easier. I tend to make things flow a little bit better. I'm not the best thing since sliced bread, but when it comes down to spirituality, for me, I pray a lot and I fast a lot. So even just that fact, the fact that I'm covering somebody on a constant basis in my life is one way they receive protection in that active way, not just being attached to me, but the fact that I'm just constantly praying and fasting for my loved ones. I also put in a lot of energy, active steps in the natural towards anything I do, so things tend to flow a little bit easier when I'm around. So one thing I've noted in any dynamic and anything that I've touched is that once I leave, things become a little bit more difficult. It's not that things won't go well. Sometimes people go through some really interesting things, but things become a little bit more difficult when I've left. And I have only just recently realized, wow, I actually carry a lot of favor. I carry a lot of protection. I carry a lot of healing. I carry a lot of covering. So people who are attached to me in any dynamic receive that, not just spiritually, but naturally, because I'm actively taking steps towards those things in a comprehensive way. So I really appreciate your video because it just reminds me of just the space that I'm in, but also just a reminder to anyone who sees this, really don't take the people that you have in your life for granted, because you never know if they're the ones that their blessing that you desire in your life is going to come from. You never know if you're going to lose your blessing if you choose to mistreat someone, or if you choose to push someone away, or all the different things, because you don't know who's the one carrying the favor, the blessing, the anointing until it's gone. Okay? Thank you again for this video. I really appreciate you. Bye.